Welcome, welcome, welcome to our Black Mastermind. I'm Keyshawn Graves, Coach Business Development Mentor for the 3 Star Diamonds in the Southeast region. It is October 18th, and I'm super excited for our two-part series, Building in the Minority Markets. Tonight, we have a special guest. We have the Director of Spanish Markets, someone who is absolutely the salt of the earth, a father, a man who has been in this industry for almost 15 years, and he just absolutely knows what he's talking about. He's here to help us learn how to build in the Latin market. Typically, these are masterminds, but we're going to hear from him, and then we're going to open up the floor for questions at the end. Before we get into our topic tonight, I do have a few announcements. I wanted to congratulate all of those people who earned the Diamond Bonus promotion for the third quarter. Woo! Whoop, 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 whoop. Y'all, we gave out from $250 to $70,000 for people who are working their business as a bonus and helping other people work theirs too. You guys can absolutely still qualify for the fourth quarter Diamond Bonus promotion, as well as the Star Diamond bonuses. Congrats to those who earned that also. So go for it, y'all. It's yours for the taking. It is there. Somebody is getting it. Why not you? On to the other announcements. We are officially launching in the United Kingdom tomorrow. That is super exciting, and that is what's going to be able to set us up to launch in even more markets. We are absolutely going global, y'all, and Carl has a goal, this might be a secret, to build a new market, to open up a new market almost annually. Next, we have the November to Remember FAQ 8239, and registration is open. It opened up this past Monday, so get your team. It's you and one other person, no more than one lifetime diamond, and let's get ready to crush it. We're giving away $70,000 to school-related charities. I hope everything is going well with Clean Week and that you guys are excited as I am for the double time. I know that I also have a lot of people who are pushing for a lead or a premiere, or who are pushing to attend the Leader Conference. If that's you, you want to strategize, you want to brainstorm, reach out to me. Let's do this. And for everyone, huge congrats to anyone who showed up last month, showed up for yourself, showed up for your team, showed up for your challengers, showed up for your coaches. That's a win. If you stretch yourself in any capacity, and you can say that you left it all in September, you couldn't have given it a fingernail tip more, that is a big win. So congratulations. I'm just super proud of the work that this group is putting in and the trends that we're ending. So while people are still coming on, just be sure to mute yourself. Again, this call is being recorded. I'm going to post it into the group. And without further ado, I'm going to pass the time over to the Director of Spanish Markets, Mr. Carlos Aguilera.
Hey guys, how's it going? Keyshawn, thanks so much. I love your energy. You're amazing. You're so phenomenal. You make me excited about what we're doing. And coaches, it's so great to be with you. So Janelle, Serena, and who else do we have here? Crystal, Ioana, Dr. Cicely, Payne, Nestor, and Nina. Of course, Nina, you're the first one there. Guys, the topic that we have today is it's a very exciting one. You know, I've been in the industry for about 14 years and some, and one of the things that I've enjoyed working with independent entrepreneurial people is the creativity and the spirit of going after things that they believe they can achieve. And I've worked all over Latin America, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, Peru, Colombia, Mexico, the U.S., New York, Houston, Dallas, Chicago, pretty much anywhere, any big city in the U.S. I've been into, and in my capacity of helping coaches develop teams that allow them to achieve the goals they're going after, while at the same time helping their customers achieving the goals that they want. So it's a very unique proposition, because for me, when I came to Beachbody is an amazing company. Such an amazing company, really. Imagine that we're really helping people, millions of people, achieve their goals. And right now, I mean, in a couple hours, we'll be expanding into the UK. It's super exciting. It's super cool. But one of the things that opened my eyes and I could not comprehend to myself as I was brought into this amazing company is the size of the opportunity we have in the minority groups. It is incredible, guys. You know, most of the top coaches that I had in the other companies I've been working on, they all Latin Americans or Black. I mean, it's so amazing that a big percentage of the direct selling world is based on the idea that it doesn't matter who you are, what you believe in, what's your I guess it doesn't matter what your background is. You have the opportunity to grow and develop to the best of your ability. So if you ask me, Carlos, when you see you come to Beachbody and you see that we only had, I think when we started Keyshawn, it reminded me, we had 2,000 Latino coaches back then. I mean, about a year and a half. And was that a little depressing to you? Was that thinking that it was a big challenge? And I say, no, guys. It was an amazing opportunity because what I see is the opportunity to be working with the top coaches that will be here in the next 3 or 4 years as you learn to capture new markets. And let me tell you, in the U.S., even though the U.S. is one big, large market, it is divided by sub-segments that are incredibly powerful, incredibly powerful. Today, I will share with you some ideas on how you can start capturing these different markets. I mean, the main 3 markets outside the U.S. Anglo-white Caucasian market are the African American or Black market, the Latino market, the Asian American. There's another one which would be like the Eastern European market, but we'll leave that one aside. These 3 are very distinct, yet growing crazily. So I'm going to share some statistics with you guys, just to get you excited, and I'm going to share some more stuff with you. The first statistic that I want to share with you, okay? Check this out. The Latino, African American, and Asian populations are responsible for more than 90% of the population growth in the United States, with an annual buying power of almost $4 trillion. $4 trillion. Guys, that is bigger than some countries out there. Just in these, what we call here in the States, minorities, the sub-segments, you have a humongous, powerful country. And I love that because even because of the cultural differences, it allows you to have even more of an entrepreneurial mindset in the individuals that are part of it. I'll share more of that with you. I got this information from a publication by the DSI called Diversity Equals Opportunity. You can find it online too. Diversity Equals Opportunity. You can read more statistics and things. But let me give you another idea. Beachbody, once again, Beachbody, a company has been around for a long time, established. Our programs and systems do work. We have celebrity trainers who are Black. You know, celebrity trainers who are impacting the marketing in a way that's never been seen before. So I want you to keep that in mind and follow me with the following statistics. In the direct selling world, meaning all the companies that sell directly to consumers, okay, we've got the following statistics. Okay, in the U.S. population, out of the 100% of everyone who's involved in direct selling, 13% of those doing direct selling businesses right now are African American. Of the 100% of all those doing a direct selling business right now in the US, 22% are Hispanic. 6% Asian Americans. A big chunk of that total life force is what we could call to be a minority. So what I want you to be thinking, Ana Elisa, ¿cómo estás? How are you? Carla Lopez, Liz, guys, what I want you to be thinking is about this, okay? And this is the part that got me super excited when I was first approached about Team Beachbody. Basically, I asked, okay, so how many coaches do we have so I can start training, helping, and developing and supporting as they grow their own personal businesses? They told me, oh, we have about 2,000, right? and I said, what is the total number? What is the total number of coaches we have in the network? And they told me 400,000. And I said to myself, wow, if we extrapolate these numbers, guys, okay, these numbers, and you say, oh, you know what, 400,000 current coaches, we should have at least 22% of those being Hispanic Latino coaches, no matter the race, because Black, also Latinos, yeah, some of them, right? So doesn't matter the race. 22% should be involved in there. And when I look at it, and what is the 22% of 400,000? That is 80,000 coaches. So we should have 80,000 coaches, but yet we only have 2. Can you see the amazing opportunity I saw in the Spanish market? Now, do the same thing with the Black coach group. If we're saying that 13% of all direct sellers in the United States are Black and are building a business right now who are Black, how many should we have at Beachbody right now? And let me tell you, the coolest part is that our programs work. You know, one of the things that I've noticed is that for a group to grow, we basically need 3 ingredients. The first one is someone who's determined to make it grow. Second one, the creation of an identity, meaning this person who's growing that market needs to create an identity behind it and say, this is who we are, this is what we're doing. In Spanish, we call ourselves the coaches Latinos, the Team Beachbody, the Latin coaches. Here, right, we're in this group we call a Black. Keishan, what's the reference to your group? What do you call it?
Beachbody Leadership and Culture Community.
I love it. We're starting to establish this group. But you as an individual who are aiming to go after Asian Americans or Latinos or Black Americans, you need to help them create a group culture saying, hey, we're joining forces, we're becoming one. That's how you attract other individuals who are like you, or you want them to feel welcome into your group. And the third one is as important as the other 2. The third one is this: follow up and consistency. You do not give up. Because you know what? You know, let me tell you, a couple minutes ago, we were thinking, you know, hey, we're going to do a call, and we may have 1 or 2 people in our call. Isn't that right, Keishan? And what did I say to you, Keishan? There's always a beginning. We can always start with one person who starts believing in what we're doing, and with that person, we build an amazing result for others to follow. So the fact that you're here tonight is creating a strength, is creating a movement, even though you may not see it yet. I thank you because you're taking your time to use this as personal development and start believing in what you're going to be doing. But let me give you more information now, more info that's going to help you start creating that group that you're going to use to enlarge this. When I lived in Phoenix, Arizona, I lived there for a while working for a direct selling company. The biggest group in that region, the southwest region, were 2 big African American groups. Amazing. The way they approached business was completely different. Both groups were different themselves, but the way they approached their business was in a way that was very appealing to the demographic they're going after. So I'll give you an example. The group there in the South, one of them was very religious. They would start their group trainings and fit clubs, I guess you can call them that way, with prayer. And they would have the way they were doing and approaching and inviting was different than the other groups that were around. We're very unique. So what do I want to tell you with that? You need to understand who you're going after and be very clear on who you are so you can attract them. let me tell you, I mean, sometimes people complained to me because all I do is speak Spanish. Isn't that right, Keyshawn? And the reason why I speak Spanish all the time is because I want to attract coaches who need someone to help them speaking Spanish. Yes, I can speak English. Yes, I can do Portuguese. Yes, I can help in many other languages. But my purpose right now is to help Spanish-speaking coaches go out there and take on the world. Language is just one variable. My question to you is keep in your mind, are you attracting the individuals you want to attract to that specific group that you want to form? To the specific group that you want to form. If we're talking about, and once again, and that, I guess that has another question for you. Have you defined what groups you want to attract? So now let's talk about opportunity for 1 second. Look at this chart here. I don't know if you can see it well. Keyshawn, you tell me if you can see it well. Can you see that? Cool.
Yep, we can see it.
Hey, can you read it, please, out loud?
The current obesity and overweight rates among adults by race and ethnicity. All adults, about 68.5%. Black makes up 76.2%. Latino, 77.9%. And white, 67.2%. This is for adults 20 and up.
That's right. What is that telling you guys? Think about this when you go to church, or think about it when you go to school. Out of every 10 Latinos you see, 7 of us are overweight or obese. That's the statistic I just read to you. Okay? So we have the solution they're looking for, guys. You have in your hands, you have found these that allow you to eat the way you like to eat. This is one of the things that usually, one of the main concerns that Latinos have is like, oh, but I like to eat my tortillas and my tacos, my tostadas, right? And I say, you know what? You can eat what you like, but we're going to teach you how to eat in a way that will not jeopardize your mission of being healthy. When we teach them, right? We teach them. Because it's easy to say, oh, you know what, the recipes that maybe a fixated has they do not apply with us. It's true, but you know what? This applies to everybody. It just depends on what you're putting in it. And it may have different flavors. It may have different tastes. It may have different ingredients. But at the end of the day, they are purple or green or red or yellow or blue or orange. So where was it going with this? Opportunity. The opportunity is humongous. It's humongous. But when you combine that opportunity of knowing that everybody, a big chunk, I mean, in Latinos is 7 out of 10. Okay, and Black is also 7 out of 10, right? White is 6 out of 10 are overweight. But then you grab that number, right? That out of 10 people you see, 7 meet what you have, and you compare it with the number that 13% of people involved in direct selling are African American or are Black, right? When you understand that 22% of all those involved in direct selling are Latinos, then you start realizing that maybe my approach is not necessarily just talking about losing weight or focusing on my fitness goals, but they may be quite open to the idea of becoming a coach and helping others with their journey. What we found, at least in the Spanish community, this is something you need to experiment in the Black community, is that most people are open to talking about coaching. Isn't that right, Vicky? They're super open. And you know what? For them, it's not taboo. It's not salesy. For them, for you to tell them, hey, guess what? I can help you save and I can help you earn so you can pay for this amazing program. For them, it's something that they're super open to accepting. So once again, my question is this. How are you approaching these specific demographics, that's how we say in marketing, demos, with your message? Are you as an individual, as a coach, really reaching into that person's culture and just through the screen, reaching into their heart and just squeezing and say, I know how it feels to be depressed on that couch. Come, look what I'm doing. And by the way, I'm also making money while doing this by helping others. I think, once again, is the idea that to understand who you're going to, understand who you are, understand who you're going after, and then just applying. Okay, that's with those statistics. And something else, huh? This is a very common one. We Latinos, we always hear this one, but we know it's not quite true. Okay. Oh, but you know what? We Latinos, we don't have money to pay $200 for a challenge pack, right? Isn't that true, Vicky? Right? Or Annalisa, we don't have the money. Your friends, black friends, may say, "Oh, but we don't have the money to pay that. Oh, $160? No, that's too much money." Let me tell you this, okay? African Americans' buying power. The buying power has increased from $316 billion in 1990 to $946 billion in 2010. It went up 3 times in that period. 3 times. The increase has been higher than the buying power of the Caucasian population. Of course, there was a bigger gap at the beginning, the same thing with Latinos. Yet now we're making more money. As Latinos, we're making more money. As blacks, we're making more money than we were 15, 20 years ago. So what I want you to do is this. Clean your mind from the objection that your customers will give you. Clear it out of there. So there's not even one shadow that you had that same objection yourself. So when you speak to them, you're so confident in what you've got to offer that they are going to say, yes, I want this and I need it, is enough. I want to change my life. Once again, same thing. So Latinos have increased in their buying power. African Americans have increased in their buying power. Asian Americans have increased in their buying power. All the minorities have increased in their buying power. That is astounding. That is amazing. So once again, is it giving your mind? Cool. All right. So what else was I going to say to you before I go into this very specifics of how to build in a minority group? Because this call is to teach you how to build in a minority group. You need to believe that you will attract those who you want. Catalina Quintero just joined us. Catalina, I'm going to share your story if I may. I hope if I make a mistake, please correct me. But let me tell you about Catalina. Catalina, when she joined, her coach is a Caucasian English only speaking coach, which is most of the coaches. That's basically what they have, is an English speaking white Caucasian coach. So when Catalina joined, what did she do? She did exactly what her coach was doing. Basically, doing the ads that were attractive to white Caucasian people. The way she was posting was attracting white Caucasian individuals, even though she's a Colombian, a Latina who lives in Florida. Why was she doing that? Because that's what she knew. That's what she was learning. She was learning that from her coach. And that's completely fine. That's awesome. But today I'm going to give you the key on how you can build in a minority group and allowing your coach to flourish, even if you don't speak the language or even if you're not ethnically or racially connected to that group that you're developing. Yeah? And once again, Catalina, since realizing that there was support in Spanish, since realizing that there was a group of Latino coaches, she said, you know what? I'm going to try and do a video in Spanish. I'm going to try and do a reach out with my posts in Spanish and see what happens. When she made that switch, her business grew, I don't know, 300, 400%, Kata? Since she made that shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my niche. That was my niche.
and so once again, I believe that sometimes we get caught up in what's happening on our side or what our coach is teaching us, and we forget on how to be ourselves. Once Catalina brought out that Colombian woman out of her, that way of talking, the way of exercising, the way of referring to her life, the way she was showing her own children, is when she started connecting with those individuals who need her help, and thus started growing her business. And now we're super happy. I mean, she continues to grow, and she's one of our leaders in the Latino community, in the small Latino community that now, by the way, I told you that we were about 2,000 when we started. Now we're close to 12,000 in a year, in about a year. Isn't that cool? All because we created an atmosphere where we helped Latinos realize that they're part of a community, realize that they're part of something, and they will have the support. Okay. In fact, these guys best practice now, right? Our Latino coaches are sharing with each other what's working for them, what's not. I did this and didn't work. Let's do this and that. And even though they're all from different groups, and that's basically the purpose of this group here. But what I want to say is this: when you want to approach, let's say, the Latino community or Asian American or any community, the first thing you need to do is, first of all, you need to state it. Say, I, Nina Milan, I will go after the Latino community. Okay? Now, Nina, I don't know if you speak Spanish or not. Do you speak Spanish, Nina? So? You don't have to speak the language. Okay? You don't have to speak. You have to speak the language. But what you do, the first step is this: I am determined to go after the specific market, whether it's the Russian market or the Spanish market or the Asian American market or the African American market. You declare it. My goal for 2017 Q4 last quarter is that I will go after that market. That's the first thing you need to do. Number two, you need to go out and understand that the one who will build that market is not you. Okay? This is key, guys. If you don't speak Spanish, if you don't speak Portuguese, or if you don't speak Russian or German, whatever, what you need to do is find that link. Find the individual who will build the market for you, as you help them out. So basically, we're going to do this. Okay, I'm going to make an avatar. I'm going to make a profile of the individual I want to be my diamond who will build in my Asian American market. I will make an avatar of the individual who's going to be my diamond, who's going to be building in the UK, Carlos Morales. Right? I'm going to make an avatar on the individual who will be my friend, who will connect with me, who will build in the Spanish community. Because that's a person that you will empower so they can grow that market. Most people that pass on the opportunity of building in the Asian, Latino, or African American markets because they believe, well, I am not that. Thus, I cannot build it. And that's the biggest mistake they can be making. Because let me tell you, we're all human. We can all connect with each other. Now, it is true that someone who is Asian American or who is Hispanic American or who is African American will better connect with them in their own groups. But that should not sway you from saying that, because what your mentality should be: I want to have all these groups in my organization, and I'm going to give space to all of them. But the way you build it is, one, by saying I will do this; two, creating that avatar of who you're going after; three, start talking to that person. Yes, when you go on live, Nina, when you go on live, Vicky, you need to be saying, okay, where are my Latinas? If you're going after the Latino market, hey, where are my Latinas who are bilingual? I want to find a friend who is Latina, who speaks both Spanish and English, and I want to show you what I'm doing. I want to show you what I'm doing because there's such a huge opportunity, and I can support you as you build in the Spanish community of the United States. Same thing with Asian American. You can say the same thing. You can say, you know what? Hey, we have such a great need in the Black communities of the United States. I need to find someone who's going to help me do this because I'm already doing it. I want to give you my information. You can go out and do it. So that's the number 3. You're talking to them. Number 4, you enroll them. You sign them up. You teach them how the system works for yourself, right? You will teach them. You will do the first 30 with them. You will coach them. You're going to help them get results with their own physical transformation. You will help them getting started right. Okay? But when you've done all those basics and you know that they're doing the daily habits of eating correctly, using their psychology, exercising daily. Once they have that down, then you're going to say, okay, we need to talk now. Carlos, we need to talk. Okay? Hey, Coach Nina is calling Carlos. Carlos, come over here. Dude, you're doing phenomenal. You're exercising every day. You're eating right. I see you drinking your Shakeology. You're helping others in our group. You're doing phenomenal. You know, you really are a great coach. But now I'm going to push you. Now I need you to start making those posts you're making in English. I need you to do them in Spanish. Okay? I want you to make your post culturally relevant to your niche. Kata, how would that been helpful to you if your coach would have said, Kata, you know what, you've got a niche, go after it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they keep telling you that you're supposed to talk to your avatar, and I'm like, what the heck is that? I don't know what it is. I'm a mom. Everybody's a mom. You know, there's a lot of moms. I'm a woman. I'm in my 40s. Like, I wasn't sure. I kept looking, and all the time was just in my face. But I didn't know any better until I went to Summit and saw and was at the Cumbre Latina. Then I'm like, what have I been doing for a year? And I was doing okay, but it was just never my niche. I didn't know what it was. And I kept hearing training after training after training. And then when I found my niche, it's just been, wow, like huge growth in my business. I know exactly who I'm talking to. And just to be able to, you know, speak to my people, which I know what they eat, what everything, it just has been amazing.
Thanks so much, Kata. You rock. So guys, when you find, if you determine tonight that you're going to build in the Spanish market, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to go after, hey buddy, you're going to say, I'm going to do this. You're going to put the profile of the Latina that you want, okay? It could be a Caribbean Latina, it could be a South American Latina, it could be a Mexican Latina. You choose the one you're going to be adding to your group because you're going to be talking to her. Once you find her, then you teach her. You get her to start doing the habits or the daily, the vital behaviors that are going to give her results personally. Once they get that from you, then you're going to start pushing them to being culturally relevant to their group. And you will push. That is your role as a coach of a coach. A coach's coach will push that coach to connect with who they are. You know? And you'll be saying, hey, I know you love what I'm doing and it's helping me as a coach, but you know what I want you to do? I want you to connect with your own tribe. I want you to connect with your own people. And you're going to be watching those posts. And you're going to say, is that how Latinos talk to each other? I don't understand what you're writing, but sounds cool. Are you connecting with your tribe? Are you connecting with individuals who will love that? So, and that takes us to the 5th step, right? 5th, which is follow up. Don't let them feel alone, because one of the things that is key about you building in a market that you're not necessarily comfortable in because it's not your own market is that person that you have, that you declare you're going after, you've created the profile of the individual you want to add, then you found her, you taught her, you gave her results, and then you're pushing her to be culturally relevant. The last step is don't give up on them. Because let me tell you, it can feel very lonely for a coach, okay, in your group. Think about it, okay? Think about it. For the one coach in your group who is different. Maybe everybody's speaking English and the one who English is a second language is there by herself. Do not give up on her. Say, hey, you can do this. Go out, connect. Connect with your people. And that's when we have another tool available to you. As Beachbody, we have determined as a company that we're going after the U.S. or North American and Caribbean Spanish market. Thus, I am here. That's my purpose, to provide tools and support and coach development to our coaches who want to do this. Thus, what I'm asking you to do is the following. After you find this person, you're training her, you're getting results, you're pushing her to do her, going after her tribe, and you're sharing love with her, connect that person with us. Yes, because we have so many tools. I don't know if Keishan, if we added this file already to the group, but this file is a very cool file. We call it Key Tools and Resources Available in Spanish, right? This document is basically designed for an English speaker to be able to understand what's available for Spanish-speaking coaches who want to develop their business. And it will take you through everything. It was going to give you a market glance. Market at a glance is going to tell you what Beachbody products are in Spanish, how to have access to them, the sales tools that we have available, the Shakeology page, and so forth. Coach mobile office. Also the communications channels and the events that we have in Spanish, on the corporate support, and all so forth. But so in other words, a coach who you are bringing in can still be connected with us and get support so they can continue to develop the business in their language. Let me tell you, we just put this thing together for the UK, because guess what? We as a company decided to go after the UK and go to the UK, and now we have a business open there. And what are we saying? We're saying this: if you have someone who is connected to the UK somehow, not directly, that's usually some of the issues that coaches have. Is like, oh, I don't know anyone in the UK. And I tell you this, you don't have to know anyone in the UK. You need to know a UK expat who lives here in the States. I mean, let me tell you, it's close to maybe 2 million Britons who live in the United States, right? So the key is not to go after and start adding advertisements in the UK. What you want to do, if I were you, is I find a Briton who lives here. In fact, last night, when I was at a car dealership, I was talking to a guy from Wales. They're everywhere. You just have to be asking around, right? And once you connect with that person, that's the individual who's going to develop the business there. It doesn't have to be you. And that's what I'm telling you about the Latino market, about the Asian market, and of course, the African-American market. Well, the difference is this. For the African-American market, the black market in the United States, you are the one who can do this. But first of all, you need to, once again, raise your hand and say, I'm going after that market. Make a profile. That's right. Make a profile of the leader or the coach you want to attract to yourself so you can help them. And then talk to her, talk to him until you find him. And once you find him, you grab him and you give him a big hug and say, welcome to my team. Welcome to my team, because in my team, this is what we do for our community. We know that close to 80% of us are overweight or obese. We know that at Beachbody, we have the solution. And guess what? Not just the solution for being overweight or obese, but also to generate money from home. Of course, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income with the Beachbody opportunity. The commissions or the income of or the success of every coach will depend on their own efforts, work, and determination. Yet it is there. The opportunity is there for those who take action. So when you approach this market, understand, declare it, say, I will go after this market, and then create an atmosphere where people who are part of that market feel welcome and they start coming in. So I hope that, I'm talking a lot now, I know.
It's so good.
What I want to say is this. I am someone who is here placed by corporate to support the growth in the Spanish markets in the US. That's what I do. That's my main purpose, is to help Vicky and to help Carlos and to help Irene and to help Helen and all these guys who speak Spanish so they can build that way. And I provide them tools and things like that. Guess the reason why the one heading this meeting is Keyshawn Graves. Because Keyshawn is powerful, full of energy, and her purpose is to be the voice that represents your market to the owners of this company, who, by the way, are very interested in making this market grow, the African-American market, the Latino market. That's why we're here. We are proof that we're interested. We're proof that we want to go after them. And the coolest thing is, for African-American market, we've got 2 super trainers. Yeah. 2 super trainers who are African-American also. Sean T. and now the amazing powerhouse of Chris Downing. So guys, to conclude, I would like to add, that's why we keep it in español. To conclude, I would like to say this, guys. And I appreciate the invitation, really. Keyshawn, I love your energy, your vision. I know we can do great things because, let me tell you, I've seen it. I know that the Latino market, the African-American market, or Black market are huge in the direct selling world. They are huge. And here at Beachbody, we're very little. But that gives me hope. It gives me hope that we have a humongous opportunity to go after the market and take it by the horns and just say, we've got something for you. You can do this. Okay, to conclude, I'm going to read this poem. My English reading is not as good, but I will read it to you anyway. It's called Determination or Will by Ella Wheeler Cox. And she says this: there's no chance, no destiny, no fate can circumvent or hinder or control the firm resolve of a determined soul. Gifts count for nothing. Will alone is great. All things give way before it, soon or late. What obstacle can stay the mighty force of the sea-seeking river in its course? Or cause the ascending orb of day to wait? Each well-born soul must win what it deserves. Let the fool prate of luck. The fortunate is he whose earnest purpose never swerves, whose slightest action or inaction serves the one great aim. Why, even death stands still and waits an hour sometimes for such a will. My question to you is this: are you determined? Do you know what you want? Do you know what you're going after? Because when you know what you want and when you know what you're going after, nothing will stop you. Thanks so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Carlos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you have a few minutes for questions just in case we have any? Does anyone have any questions? You can unmute yourself and ask if you do. Carlos, you got a lot of thank yous, and this is exactly what they needed in the chat box. If there are no questions, y'all, we know the opportunity. We know what we have to do. Carlos gave us the focus. He gave us the steps. Carlos, thank you again for joining us. Guys, we're going to do our second part series, Building in the African-American Market, in 2 weeks. I'll be posting that in the page, and this recording will be posted in the page as well. Thank you all so much for joining. Carlos, buenos días.
Gracias. Ciao. Bye.